Hey, welcome back to the channel. Well, as promised, I'm doing a little Minneapolis Moline collection tour today. I'm up at my, I guess I didn't ask him if I can tell him where I'm at, but we'll just call him my friend Martin's place in Michigan, and they got quite a few Molines around here. I appreciate Martin, Andrew, for letting me film your collection and all that. That's kind of cool. So I'm recording now before you tell another good story.
We'll start at the top.
All right, well, nice looking disc we got going on here.
This is a Moline disc.
Yeah, KAB, is that the model?
It should be, it should have duals.
Yeah, yeah.
It's made,
I got one just like it.
The Moline weights, wheel weights.
Yep, it's got a Minneapolis Moline cylinder on there too. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And it's owned by the mechanic at Rhodey.
Oh,
who I bought it from.
From Mel? Yep.
No, Ed Gingrich.
Oh, okay. The other mechanic.
Yeah, the other mechanic.
Okay.
And it's pulled by a 67 670.
Yep. My dad's got one just like this.
And that's with the wheel setup and everything. This is the most powerful tractor I have. Mm-hmm. And it also takes the most gas.
Nice looking original paint though.
The other, this is a 445.
Yep, backhoe. With
a, I believe it's pronounced Pekins loader on the back.
Okay.
They were made, I believe, in Ohio. You can still get manuals for them. Mm-hmm. And I bought this from Mr. Rhodey. I did some hydraulic work, but the motor has been rebuilt.
Yeah.
And then they changed from a generator to a alternator. Mm-hmm. And it serves us well.
Yep.
But
well,
that was made in about 57, 58.
And it seems like when we first started talking to each other years ago, this was not a running unit or moving unit. So you've done a lot of work to this thing since.
Yeah, just for the hydraulics, $500.
Yeah.
This is my dad's tractor.
Oh, okay.
This was designed to disinterest me in anything agricultural. He sold his nice John Deere 4020, his white 2135, and he brought this home. He found it under an apple tree in Sterling. He put a new battery in it. It started right up. Of course, it was propane
at that time. Yeah, I see. Now I see a carburetor. Yeah, I see.
This is my pride as far as a tillage unit.
Oh, this looks familiar.
Yeah, and I know where I got it.
Yeah. Some good-looking guy I see every day in the mirror.
A nice personality, anyway.
Got a face for radio. Yep.
Yeah, and it is the most adjustable cultivator of that I have worked on. Mm-hmm. But we're going to plant with our Moline drill here. We're going to plant buckwheat. That's what's in the pails.
I see.
Just so we keep the bees interested.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I remember when I saw that field cultivator, I thought of you and your sweet corn. Not so much cultivating pumpkins, but I thought something.
Beautiful row crop.
Yeah.
And I put it on the 69 670 because it's a lot to handle.
Okay. Then you put some weights on the front and be all right.
Yeah.
So is this a 445? Is that what this is?
This is a 445.
Okay, all right.
If I had more time or fewer tractors, they'd be cleaner. Yep. But Molines are self-preserving.
Yeah, I know.
They just sweat oil. Yeah. And covers
rust prevention. Right. Yeah.
This is a 1950 Avery R. Mm-hmm. Moline called them a BF. Yep. But once upon a time, this one for 1 year was red. Huh. And it read across the top, MM Avery. Huh. You can kind of see it behind the paint. Nagy, who was a dealer in Sterling, repainted it Moline. Yep. And we'll see later, I have an underbelly plow for it.
Yep.
And it's a very powerful tractor for its size.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at that.
Oh, sure. Why not?
It's
an all crop. Al's Chalmers. Yeah.
all 66. It's one of the bigger ones.
Yep.
Dad had a 60. I found this in a neighbor's barn, and the apron that is all tore up there, that'll cost about $800 to replace.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people still using these for specialty crops.
Yeah. Okay.
And I tend to be organic, that's what I'm going to use it for, grains and bean type crops. We always had a case combine, and when I grow beans, dry beans, that's what I'll use for that.
Mm-hmm.
I got a parts combine in the barn, another one out in the yard.
Hey, talk about this unit. This
unit
is cool.
Sorry.
That's all right. I think I'm up to date with tetanus shot.
A GMC plant that they were decommissioning.
Yep.
My son is a millwright, and he made a deal with the guy that supplies these, and they rebuilt it, and he bought it, I think, for $700.
Hard rubber tires, like
Yep.
like you see on a forklift.
Yeah, especially in back.
Yeah.
But
That's cool. What does it have for a motor? Is it electric?
Electric.
It is electric. Okay.
Yeah. You do not want to leave these in the Morton shed in the winter.
Yeah.
Too hard on the batteries.
Oh, I see. It gets too cold.
Take the batteries out and
Yeah.
make sure
One
this
driver.
It's got one bad battery
Driver
now.
plus one at 3,000 pounds. Huh.
Yeah. What we use it for is to carry the toolboxes back and forth,
Yep.
and we've got a fuel tank for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's handy. It's quiet. You got to watch because people don't know you're coming.
Oh,
this is a plow we picked up in Wisconsin,
yeah.
and it was
It's not an easy to find plow.
no, and it still needs some repair, but it does work, and it flips and it goes right back on itself.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
this is the plow we plow currently with the 670s.
Okay.
It is the same model as a Moline. We've got a Moline out there in storage now, but this one works well with the 670.
Yep.
You have to have the right settings. This plow came from
Disc. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is a handy.
Amalith Road and
Midland or Bay City.
it's between
Okay.
Amalith Road and 7 Mile,
Yeah.
or Lawndale.
Yeah.
And we knew the family, a shirt tail relation. We bought it at an auction.
Yep.
It is very slick.
Yeah.
You want to have front weights.
Yep.
I don't know what they use to pick it up, but the tractor it's on is a Jetstar 3, and that's
I'll
a
walk around.
1970. The disc is probably from the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. This one would fit in my program. I don't have a 70.
Now, it's the same fender style as the 69
Yep.
670.
Yep. That's weird white on the front there.
Yep, it was one of
Cast
the
iron
last
bracket.
ones on the lot.
Yep. So, actually, Ross the Allerman was working on one time, and it was also a 70. But you know, with the cast iron weight bracket, the word white on the front here is one thing. It's supposed to have 4 white rims all the way around. Has the frame rails on the side.
First one.
Also, and that steering cylinder right there, that's including in these fenders here. So, you know, the very flat top fenders. So,
You
very
notice-
cool piece. It should have white side panels too.
Yes.
Yep, they're painted white somewhere.
They
Yep.
they have not been on. We've got a radiator problem,
Yep.
and we've got electrical problem.
Oh, you might as well just sell it to me.
If you want to rewire this tractor, don't send it to a normal supplier because there's nothing in the books.
Yeah.
They changed it too often.
I see. Yeah.
So it's better you do it yourself.
Yeah.
The seat came from a 4-star.
Yeah.
It had a John Deere seat on it. And
You couldn't have that, huh?
No.
I see. Yeah, that's a nice piece. If I can't, I wish I would have.
This is a Jetstar 3, or a Jetstar period.
Yeah, first
But
jet.
it does have power steering. And
How's it work right now?
very still. You got all the sheet metal there.
Yep.
But my hope is that I can find a forward and reverse, a shuttle.
Oh, shuttle. Okay.
Because this would be my loader tractor.
I see.
It-
You got a lot of vision, Martin, to get to that far.
That's about 2 years soaking in a pail of
Yeah.
Kroll oil.
I see.
This is a 4-star that came out of Saginaw County. Didn't have a clutch. It's got a brand new clutch and Amplitorque in from Roadies.
Mm-hmm. I like the belly mower unit
Yeah.
on the bottom there. You don't see that very often.
It works. It works for a mower or a grass mower.
Oh.
This is Andrew's tractor. He's taking the place of my 445 here. This is a 445. It runs, but it has poor governor.
Yep. I got to do some governor work on some of their
You
sides
gotta
on 'em.
take the front end off.
Yeah, I know. That's why I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. And these two are project tractors.
Yep.
This is a ZB.
Oh yeah, I like ZBs.
I bought it from my neighbor,
Yep. I see.
and I made it almost all the way home, and
Yeah.
it stopped.
Huh. I just see a dealer sticker from Ohio there. If you can read that.
Yeah. I got another one in the barn from
Cool. Oh, do you? That's kind of neat.
And this tractor has got the shift where it's like a clutch, a hand clutch.
Yep.
And you can keep your machine going with a PTO. It's similar to Alice Chalmers,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise it's a foot clutch.
Mm-hmm.
My son used to have a ZA,
Mm-hmm.
but he sold it. Now we got to get this one going
Yep.
because when the grandkids come and we're picking up
Right.
stones in the field,
Yep.
that's the first tractor you put someone.
That's not the front end I sold him, is it? I don't think.
It,
And the ZA you're talking about, that was that off yellow one, right? Correct? That I used to have. That's the one
Yes.
you're talking about. Yeah. That tractor would pull quite a bit for the size of it too. I was impressed one day. I had to pull something with it.
If you got the right tires on,
Yep.
those larger tires there are Unico. My uncle used to be a Unico field man.
Mhm.
We had, when we were farming, we had cock shots and Unico tires and Unico oil because we were farm bureau people.
I see.
But this one, these two are due to be worked on priority this summer.
Yeah, good.
And this is the only tractor I ever got stung on. Where I went to a friend's place and I got bit by a wasp.
Oh, I see. I thought that story was gonna go a different way. He got stung like he got took.
It's got a beautiful paint job on it.
Bronze metallic.
It's just a little bit stuck,
Yeah.
and we'll figure that out. It's soaking now.
Yeah.
Just can't see it. Good tires.
Yeah. Yep. Wide front. That one I got. I'm gonna hang on to.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice.
This is a super where the other 4-star was a plain Jane
Yep.
and didn't have power steering. This one does.
Mm-hmm.
The fenders are nicer.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my pride. I mean, as far as it's the best tractor, it's probably the most valuable tractor.
Yeah. 69?
69.
Yeah.
It used to make the Meridian Tractor Show.
Mm-hmm.
Its owner was from Freeland, friend of mine,
Yep.
most days.
Most days.
And
Needs a little bigger tires on the front, or back, I mean,
Yeah.
sorry.
yeah, it works okay for plowing with 3 bottoms.
Yep.
You wouldn't want anything, the tractor would have enough power, but it wouldn't have enough traction.
Mm-hmm. It's not another nice, good looking original paint.
Yeah,
Can't quite read that dealer sticker anymore.
it's kind of faded, but
Yeah.
it was roadie.
Was
we
a
know
roadie.
the 2 original owners.
Yeah.
The original owners. In fact, it has pretty low hours on it.
Cool.
69.
Yep.
I don't think it moved while it was sitting here, but $1,800.
On a working tack?
Yeah. Working on it. It was working till I parked it here and then I worked on it.
There you go. Yep. Brick buggy. Oh boy.
This is a brick buggy. I kind of adopted it because
West.
it was kind of due for the scrapyard.
Yeah. What now? What's the base unit?
It's a 4-star.
It is a 4-star. Okay.
It's a 4-star.
I mean, I thought it was, but I wanted to hear from you.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's got governor problems.
Yeah.
And this tractor,
Cylinders.
the guy was trying to get rid of it because the owner put a load of roof tile up on the side of a church roof,
Yep.
jumped from the loader to the roof, and it had that white frost on the roof.
Oh.
He slipped, he fell 20 feet, because
Ouch.
this lift's 19 feet,
Yep.
and he was no more.
Oh.
So it was involved in a fatal accident.
Yeah. Well, be careful around it then.
Yeah.
So, look at them.
Don't need
That's
reasons.
a split rear way. You don't see them very often. 10A, 1, 2, 4. Let's say 8.3. Huh. I don't see them very often. That's a 28-inch rim, isn't it? Or 28-inch tire.
Yeah. It's 16, 9, 20,
4.
24.
Those are 24s. Huh. That's why I haven't seen them, because you don't see them very often. Wow.
This was built before they went to the
Skytrack? Yep.
Skytrack.
Yep.
So
Man, these lift cylinders here, they gotta be 10 foot long or better. Holy cow.
it's got a pretty big capacity, and if you don't keep it full, you're not.
All full of oil?
Yeah. And when you're moving product, you don't want to make too many turns when you got her high.
Yeah. It's not very wide.
No.
Yeah. Not like the newer Skytracks, they're low to the ground like this, but they have a bigger footprint.
When my kids were younger, I worried
Yeah.
because they didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I got brand new front tires for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you some old stuff, a ZT,
Yeah.
and then
We like that stuff.
I'll go to the
Potato digger.
Yeah, Andrew wants to grow potatoes.
I don't blame him.
It's just a little low to the ground for an old man.
Yeah, I understand.
But
Huh.
he's got a project there, and this is the beginning of the project.
Mm-hmm.
It's a potato planter. It
Oh,
was
gee.
made at the turn of the century, the last century.
I see.
This used to be horse-drawn,
Yep.
so it wouldn't be the pipe. But
Yep.
everything looks
What's the
like,
manufacturer?
a place in Ohio,
Okay.
and if I had a better memory, Andrew could tell you.
And this is where somebody would sit?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure somebody like me should not sit that close to the moving parts. That's
It just seems parts of your body would be in danger.
right. You know, if
But
you were,
you got foot pedals right here.
yeah, you know, but man,
But there's a piece of wood there,
yep,
and it has to be shaped in a certain way, and it's everything works. We took it out and everything moves.
Yep.
But go with the plow.
Yeah, Moline plow. That beam seems a little tweaked to me, but
It was in the Saginaw County Fair
yep.
grounds while they were in Saginaw. They had a demonstration plot, and they,
Because that would pull like that.
yeah, you'd be off to the side.
Yeah, that wouldn't be, instead of pulling like
But
that. I don't know.
They had it in the warehouse,
Maybe it is tweaked.
and somebody wanted to buy it for a garden ornament, and I wanted to buy it for the name that's on there.
Yeah. Yep. You can see that.
Yeah, they followed that through. If we get out to the parts yard,
Yep.
I can show you some more plows with that same shank.
Yep.
But
Yeah, that's neat.
anyway, it's a lot of memories. Going to the Saginaw County Fair, I did soil sampling and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I worked for Monitor Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Names like Ralph Fogg and those guys, they were involved with this.
Mm-hmm. I love hearing stories. So, which way you want to go now, Martin?
Through here,
Okay.
careful up and down.
All right.
This is another one of, wish the lights were better.
Yeah, all right.
But
The
this
ZA?
is a ZT,
ZT. Okay.
and what he's working on is the flywheel.
You get out of the glare.
He's got to replace that ring.
Yep.
Bubby Oletta, famous mechanic here in Pinconning, worked on it. There's the motor. The front end, I think, is on the trailer under the tarp.
Mm-hmm. Organized chaos.
Yep. The screen is still there.
Yeah, I saw it there.
This is the next tractor to it is a parts 4-star,
Yep.
and it always has the same. People leave the tractor outside. They leave the muffler uncovered,
Yeah.
and that makes for a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of parts that work well on that
Shifter's
tractor.
got a bend door. That's different. Huh.
And
Got a custom front end on her.
that's borrowed from a wagon.
Yeah, I see that. That's cool. Look at there. Nice wheel rake. More
Yeah.
sheet metal fenders.
These fenders
Yep.
bear the Dewar name.
Okay. There it is.
Peter
Door. Yeah.
Peter Dewar and his father
Yeah.
have a dealership in Newaygo. We've done a fair amount of business with them.
They don't have much Moline stuff left, do they?
They got a Jetstar 3 Industrial,
Yep.
but he wants way too much money for
Okay.
it. And parts.
Mm-hmm. This
Peter's Dutch, and you can tell.
Yeah. That looks like some power unit parts that I used to own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have, it may come in handy
Yep.
to fix that, well, whatever they want to do. with
Push
the
bar?
motor control.
Right? Okay, where are we going now?
Well, this was a mutual project.
Yeah, this looks familiar.
We saw this at an auction,
Yep.
and Andrew and Dan noticed that it was a very unique engine.
Yep.
It had one of 100 made and sold to the public, not the military.
Yep.
And it has hydraulic lifters.
Yep. Which is the same. This is the same motor they put in the NTX and a few other things too. But yep, not easy to find. So Andrew talked to me about it the other day again about maybe in the future, but
He wants to hook this up to a PTO.
yeah.
It's possible.
Yep. Well, the thing with this configuration, you could hook this up to any of your tractors.
Yeah.
You know, if you had the PTO shaft on there.
Right. Yeah.
So it hydraulically lifts here, you know, to put it up and down. I see. Okay. I didn't, because where it was sitting at that auction sale wasn't as easy to see as it is here.
No.
Well, the tires were, I don't think, were up, and that was down, and yeah. Rototiller.
Yeah.
What did we decide to? Who made this rototiller? Seaman. That's right.
Yeah.
Triple tiller. Does that mean there's three sets of blades in there? Or?
It's got
an
interesting configuration, and boxes and boxes of blades came with it.
Oh, yeah.
It would need some serious soaking. Or torch.
Yeah. Or.
Yeah.
So that was the battery box.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
I imagine there might have been two in there.
Could have been, or one big long one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oop. Another parts combine. All right.
Yeah, those parts are getting kind of scarce.
Yep. Well,
Sure.
I was interested in that motor too, but Andrew was too, and he kind of said something to me first, so I let him have it.
We appreciate this man's friendship.
Yeah. That's a good looking plow.
It does a very nice job.
Yep. I want to get I can't have them decide. I want to look the plows over by either a 2 or 3 bottom out, get it ready. I'm going to plow with my UTS gasoline. That's just what I want to do, but whether it gets done or not. So.
This one stays in the ground well.
Yep.
Again, it says, you know,
Moline on the beam. Yep.
And
sure does. So is this what do they call that? AF? Is that
yes.
right?
Yeah. I've got too many to remember.
Yeah, I know it. This tail wheel is in excellent condition. A lot of times
We rebuilt that.
yeah, but it's not, you can tell it's not been broken, as
right.
in, yeah.
We were lucky we had a second plow.
Yeah, for parts.
We took the best parts,
yeah.
you know, like always.
Right. That's what you do.
Another old Moline plow that came out of Rhodes, which is a small town.
Yep.
Pulled it out of the woods.
I see.
3 bottoms.
Yep.
14-inch. And, you know, the mechanical drop.
Yep. Lift. Yep.
And let's see, there's another one that was at home at your establishment.
Oh, this plow here. Yep. I remember this one.
This plow is eventually going to go on the 670s.
Yep.
So we can put 2 670s in the field.
Mm-hmm.
We got a plow day here at Sunrise Side Tractor Club. It's usually in Standish, somewhere around 7 Mile and Johnsfield Road.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to have 2 Molines plowing there.
Yep.
And with that
Always.
tumbling plow, we
The loader's got a Minimo sticker on it too, doesn't it?
yeah. This is a Moline loader,
Mm-hmm.
and that's either going to go on the Jetstar 2 or the far completion Jetstar.
Yeah, I see.
And then let's see, the Dual, that was on a Moline tractor.
Mm-hmm.
And then that used to be the front end to some piece of construction equipment.
Yep. That used to reside at my place too.
Okay. I lose track of what my son brings home.
I know.
Where it comes from.
Yeah, the motor, the radiator, and the front end, that used to be mine. Heavy duty. Wish I still had the, well, the tires might be a little bit, oh, that same tire as my big Mo, but
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of hydraulics.
It's the same motor's a 5-star there, that Novo.
That isn't a 220, is it?
No, that's a 283.
Okay.
Like out of a 5-star. So, yeah, there's more cultivators here.
I think I have 6.
Yeah.
And
There's only one of you.
but there's a whole lot of weeds.
Yes. Yep.
Watch it, these boards. Not,
Yes, sir.
not worried about the board.
Okay.
Keep up with the grass.
Yeah, this has been a year for that. That's for sure. It rains every other day, but the grass still grows. We got a white planter or is a Moline planter here?
So it's an Oliver painted red.
Yep.
And a few white stickers. It's an air planter.
Oh, okay.
And we've got a
Is that 50? Not 51. Or what was that model?
504.
Okay, it's 504. I had to see a sticker there, but I don't know what it says. If it says it. I don't know. I like that
This
stuff.
will do our sweet corn
Yep.
and our special seeds. With an air planter, it's not so much plate size because it sucks the seed against the...
Right.
I think we only have one disc on. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yep. I see. Yep.
The only problem is to get all four of them operating at the same time.
Yeah.
They're a little bit hard to get and
I see.
expensive to replace.
I see.
This is someday going to be my pride and joy. It's a Jetstar 2,
Yep. Only made 1 year.
1963.
Yep.
And
It's looking good though. You've been doing some work.
I worked at Roadies. They let the they did the motor,
Mm-hmm.
and they let the tractor give the tractor a space, and I came in every day and worked, and when it was over my head, which often they would help me.
Yep.
Brakes and a new amplitorque and
Yep.
clutch. The motor, again, somebody left the muffler uncovered,
Yep.
and there was major. We boiled the block. We did the best we could,
Mm-hmm.
and then to turn it to original.
Yep.
But new tires,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I guess I was just retired, and I had a little money to spend, and that usually gets me in big trouble. These we're bringing home a white Oliver 540,
Mm-hmm.
and
You said Ohio? Is that where at?
and we're getting a Moline one from Ohio.
No, okay, that's all right. I knew Ohio was coming in there somewhere.
Yeah, around Covington.
Yep.
This is what they'll do at the
Charles City or?
Charles City.
Yeah.
At the, what do they call it? The museum.
Yep.
Anyway,
Floyd County Museum.
Floyd County. Yeah.
Yep.
They
If they don't
had
have
a Jetstar, they had a 4-star, they had a 4-star Super, but they dressed it up by printing. It's the same,
Yeah.
but it's just interesting how they try and please their people that are ordering. This is a certificate that Ed Gingrich got.
Oh, that is cool. He worked at Card Brothers, or all over for Roadies, but
Yeah,
the training must have been in.
right.
I don't know. Hopefully everybody can read that.
Roadies got a lot of work from cards because
Yes.
they didn't want to mess with the amplitorques.
Oh, really?
So Mr. Fisher got that job.
Yeah,
And you know,
I don't mind it.
even somebody on a 4-star,
Yeah, I don't. And you know, yeah, they're a pain in the butt, but it's, well, to me, it's like chewing gum wrappers. You know,
Yeah.
that's the spring
So-
in there. Yeah, I know it, and it's just you gotta have them in there correctly. But it just takes time, and this is when I got my patience, is when I work on tractors. It's just,
Yeah.
but I'm working on my own tractors, so if I get into a tough spot or whatever, I can take a break. You know, if I'm working on somebody else's tractor, I'd feel more obligated. But you know, it's my own. I can take time. If it takes more time, it doesn't cost me any more money. So
you can get very involved manuals.
yes,
The Teleflow isn't bad, but that doggone Vickers hydraulic pump. They have at Charles City. They have all kinds of pamphlets.
Yep. For that pump, yeah.
So. I think that's all. I'll remember something later.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about the two in the yard yet here. Those two tractors here. Or in the driveway or whatever you want to call it. So.
They were all over the yard, and I didn't think it looked very neat.
You've been to my place.
These two tractors are 445s. And another man saved them from the recycler.
Yep.
And this one we found at Taylor in Sears, Michigan.
Yep.
And it was missing some engine parts. And
It's like it's still missing a few engine parts.
yeah. This tractor was supposed to cure that. It's got fair rims on it.
Yep.
And a rather unique muffler system.
Well, that's just a downdraft, but yep. Go ahead.
And the other rear end that's over there is from a 335.
Okay.
Anyway, between the 4-star in the Morton shed and these two, Andrew plans on getting 2 tractors.
I see.
So we'll see.
And plus the one at my place.
That's all in the program.
I may or may not be a bad influence. Oh, the 3-point hitch stuff looks pretty good.
Stayed single, but,
Yeah.
but no,
There's a lot of good parts on this yet.
he's a millwright and he stays really busy.
Yep.
They can't find people to do that kind of work.
Yep.
And it pays well. I don't understand, and he doesn't seem overworked when he comes home. But sometimes it takes him far away, like
Right.
now he's in Gaylord.
Man, I wonder what birds pecked at that seat, I'm guessing.
The cats and coons like to scratch and
It's got all the knobs on there.
yeah.
Yeah, this is for the
We
extra one there.
this, we didn't get to it fast enough at Taylor's.
Yeah.
The engine was missing.
Yep.
But Mr. Taylor has a lot of Moline parts laying around up there.
Yeah, in the later model stuff, or
CAs, CBs.
oh, okay, earlier stuff. Yep.
One of the big ones.
Yeah. Huh.
You know, this has got new hydraulic hoses on it. And
Yeah, somebody was trying to get her running or get her going, or
I don't know what they run into.
yeah,
If
probably,
it gives
probably a
you-
lack of funds is my guessing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's a Moline drag.
I see, 3-section drag.
That was a gift from Mr. Fisher.
Yeah. He wanted to get it out of his yard then.
He didn't want it leaning against his tool shed.
I see. Yeah. Your sprayer is kind of a conglomeration of stuff too.
That's my dad's construction.
Yeah.
AMCA pump, which is in the building,
Yep.
and
Look at-
something from a John Deere drill.
Yeah. Look at his jack stand there. That was a step.
Yeah, that was a step from the John Deere.
Huh.
That green paint lasts a long time.
Huh.
But I've got to use it. I tried organic, but
Look
I
at there,
can't beat
Charles
the
City
thistles.
boys, people. Charles
Yeah.
City, Iowa, right on there. Walsh Manufacturing. That's kind of neat to see.
Yeah, it still works. It just needs to be out in the field because the thistles are about a week and a half from blooming.
Oh, get them before they seed out on you.
Well,
But
that's when they're vulnerable, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. Huh. Well, Martin, I sure appreciate your tour. You got anything else you want to show off? Or any stories you want to tell?
No. When you're down the road, I'll remember.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm not too far away.
I enjoy working working on tractors, it keeps me. A doctor recently told me you're 75, you should go to the restaurant, have a coffee, go to the hardware, buy a pack of nails, and come home and sit. And that's very poor medical advice.
I agree with that.
How old is your dad?
Dad is 60. He's born in 56, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was
He's
born
in his 60s.
49. That ZA is almost as old as me. It's a couple months younger.
Yep.
But always enjoyed history.
Yep.
Down the road, there's a country school. I spent the first 3-4 years of my education down there, and these tractors reflect that time period.
Yep.
There were things that were better then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could walk to school and didn't have to worry about
Somebody picking you up.
anything other than Bill Hilliard's cattle chasing. Sometimes we had to run, but
Yep.
I don't know what they'd do if they ever caught up with us.
Yeah. Huh.
But it was a different time.
Mm-hmm.
We had dairy cattle for in a real fine dairy herd until 1959.
Mm.
And so I know what it means to clean the gutter, but not very often.
Mm-hmm.
I had the nice job. I put the silage and the feed in the manger,
Yep.
and fed the cattle hay in the other manger. And I was too tiny. The rest of the rabies are all 6 foot something.
Yep.
Like Andrew's pretty good size.
You're right.
So it didn't get at me out of much, but my dad told me I had to go to college because I was no farmer.
Jeez. So you went to college.
I
I'm
went
still
to
kind of a
college.
farmer.
I went 2 years to Ann Arbor, and I went 3 years to Seward, Nebraska. I was at home in Seward, Nebraska. In fact,
Yeah.
I got to run a combine there
Yeah.
and work for a farmer.
What kind of combine?
International.
That's all right. What model was it? 101?
Yeah, 101.
Okay.
He was a cheap farmer. He didn't have many lights on it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden at night I was just finishing the field, and there was nothing in front of me, just black darkness. And I think I better stop the combine and get out. Well, they have a lot of conservation work there.
Okay.
40 feet down.
Oh.
It was,
Oh.
you know, I didn't get to that part of the field in the daylight,
Yeah.
but it was, I finished the field, and it was sorghum, and there was one stalk of sorghum. The field was almost a mile long.
Wow.
He says, you can't leave that stalk out there. So I had to walk across half a mile
Yeah.
to get to that stalk, cut it off or pull it out or whatever,
Yeah.
and make sure that Henry got all his crop in.
Yeah. That's an awesome story.
Helped him build a grain bin,
Mm-hmm.
and
There's a lot of work into one of them.
yes,
A lot of bolts and nuts.
yeah, it's all right if you do it right, but if you forget something and you have to go up, we had to put the gooseneck in, and we should have done it when we were close to the
Yeah.
ground.
Mm-hmm.
That was
So you built the top first and kept raising it up every ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that done. And that seems like the way to go.
you don't want a windstorm about that,
No.
or you want to batten it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's where I saw the most Molines.
Out west. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or west of here at least. Yeah.
Jeez. And,
Yeah.
they would put the tractor front tire in the furrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got on in from in back of the tractor.
Right.
They would get off the tractor, turn the next tractor around, put it behind it, and there was another guy on the other end of the field that would turn them around. and those tractors would stay in the furrow. Now that wouldn't happen here in Michigan. But
Yeah.
out there, I don't know if they put a rubber strap on, but I saw tractors going across the field, and this was 1970, and no drivers.
Yeah.
So that was a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop. They were friendly people in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
But the Molines were larger. U was a small tractor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great story. I love hearing those stories, and I know a lot of the viewers do, because that's history. And you know, people that are watching this, I'm going to say a lot of them are older than me, or like your age. They went through that, lived that, did something similar, and it brings back memories, hopefully good memories. So
Yeah. Well, I hope they know more than I do.
hey, we're all learning still.
It's you know, when you something simple like the gears in a Moline. If you're working in the gearbox of a International, you got to watch it because there's sharp edges.
Mm-hmm.
On a Moline, they're smooth.
Hmm.
It's just more care in the milling that they did.
A little extra machining, you're saying?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I'm correct. When they sold a tractor, they made less money than John Deere. John Deere had a higher profit margin,
Okay.
and that's according to my information, the stockholders at Moline saw that, and that's one of the reasons they sold to White.
Hmm.
And same with Oliver and Cockshot. Those two tractors were fine tractors. We farmed with all Cockshots here
Mm-hmm.
a great amount of time. We had a 40-20, but if we pushed a load of beets with it, we blew the engine.
Huh.
And because it turns so fast.
Yeah.
And we put the White 2135, which was a bigger tractor,
Mm-hmm.
or the Moline, and the engine moved slower, and it had greater lugging power,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't hurt the engine.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't lose out because of their mechanical reputation. They lost out for financial reasons.
Yeah. I was always told, like, well, specifically the 445 is they wouldn't stand behind the amplitorque. I was told by somebody at one time the factory wouldn't, you know, and then the dealers were stuck with, you know, fixing them or.
I think Rhodey said the same thing.
Yeah.
But
You know, they figured out, you know, they made them a little bit better, you know, when they got the newer ones, but
Right.
still there's always issues with them.
when they came out with the 445, that was a whole new concept. The difference between a ZB and a 445 was significant.
Yeah.
They got more out of the motor. When they went to the Jetstar 3, that's when a lot of the dealers said, well, this is the best tractor made anywhere.
I like my Jetstar 3s. That's for sure.
It's you still have to maintain and
Yeah.
all of that, but
Mm-hmm.
they're a well-built, sturdy tractor. Otherwise, that Morton shed would be almost empty.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yep. You hear him talk about calling his shed the Morton shed. Well, the reason he calls it the Morton shed is because it's a Morton building. That, just in case somebody out there didn't know, I'm like, why does he keep calling it the Morton shed? Is it somebody's name? Well, actually, it probably is. But that's there's Lester buildings, Morton sheds, and there are Morton buildings. There's other ones out there too, but that's why.
yeah, it's a little different than
Yep, different than the old hip roof barn. But do you know how old that barn is?
1936.
1936. Man.
We're renailing the roof, $4,000. We have a Mr. Byler coming in, a good Amish company.
Yep.
I shouldn't even say Amish because nobody else would do a job as good as they are.
I don't want to go up there.
I always let my cousin do that.
Yeah.
You put a tractor out in the yard, hook a rope to it with the clevis, throw the rope over the barn, and then they could work on the other side.
The opposite side, yeah.
So at least they'd only fall 30, 40 feet. You know?
Yeah, she's up there that way, you know.
I think it's 50 feet high,
Yeah.
almost 50 feet wide, 110 feet long. We used to have 30 dairy cattle in there and horses. Granary upstairs on this half.
I see.
Later it was loose hay that they brought in with the bundle.
Yep. Is the track still in the up
Yeah.
top? Yeah, neat.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work on that either.
Yep.
They got a ladder going up the inside of the barn to the track.
Yep. I remember that in our old barn we used to have.
You're looking down all the time. There's no way you can look up. When we were kids, we would climb to that window on the inside.
Yeah.
But it took a lot of work to fill it with hay and straw up to that last hip.
Mm-hmm.
But when that barn was full, you didn't have to worry about a storm.
Yeah. This one has an extra hip. A lot of them don't have that hip that's up there. That's different from around here.
It was built by Mr. Porsche.
Huh.
And they sold the farm to us in 1940, my grandparents. And they painted the boards before they nailed them on the barn.
Yep.
But it was a muddy cow yard,
Mm-hmm.
and the kids had the job of painting. Well, when the paint was dry, the kids had to carry the boards to the carpenters.
Yep.
And the mud on their bare feet left a track on the board. And people laughed when they went by. It wasn't a real big road then.
Yep.
Because it looked like footprints going up the side of the barn. Muddy footprints. It took a lot of rain to get that. His grandson stops quite often.
Yeah.
And tells me those stories.
Yeah, that's a great story. I love it. I love it. Cool. All right. Well, again, I appreciate your time.
Well, you took your vacation time. I hope your family forgives you.
Yeah. Well, the boys are fishing, of course, and my daughter and wife, they went on a bike ride or a run or something or other. And well, I had this plan, so.
If you get crowded out there, try to park here at Pinconning.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Is it?
I don't know whether the fishing sites are that accessible.
Mm-hmm. All right.
We'll see what we see.
Yep. Well, cool.
We'll be seeing you pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. You gotta come down and get some more gems.
Let you know that we have a rice tire with a John Deere rim.
Oh.
I don't know what the best way to.
I don't know either. But I saw this yellow. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's the rear end.
Yeah.
I guess should run around the other way.
Well, if I had this by looking at it, it's a 445 or a 335, isn't it?
It's a 445.
Yeah.
But this is the tire,
Oh my.
and it's got a John Deere rim in it
Yep.
from a combine.
Right.
Andrew was interested in the front tires. We got 4 of them
Yep.
with the rib in the middle.
Okay. So 3 rib, like right here. This one here. Yeah, 3 rib.
No, it's just one in the middle.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in
The
morning
roll
shift.
finder. Yeah, the roll finder ones or whatever
Yeah.
they call it. So.
Yeah. It's for wet,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the front end of whether it's a ZT or what. But
No.
he leaves those things outside. They don't work so well after that.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
And there's an engine on top.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see in there or not.
No.
I tried.
I don't know, Dad.
Yeah. Well, like lots of projects.
But it's nice for me because when I'm gone,
Yep.
Andrew's here.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
It's not that I'm going to have a big auction or anything.
Right, right. That's nice. Somebody's gonna continue your,
Yeah.
you know, your collection, and they'll call it your legacy, whatever you mean.
Well,
It's,
you know, my main goal is I've got 3 other kids, and I've always told them that I'll try and keep some place for you to go when everything goes to hell. This is a Vickers pump.
yep, the newer style open center, or closed center, sorry.
This is that oil feed line.
Mm-hmm.
I took this all apart, one piece at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I resealed it, and it made a lot of noise. Then I figured out that hose that you put from one
One to the other, yep.
and then fill all of these,
That's how to get the air
including
out
the
of it.
filter, get the air out of it,
Yep.
and now it runs well. But the whole operation was useless because the threads on the other end of this, the fitting,
Yep.
didn't fit well. When I took it out, I screwed it up.
Yeah, you did.
And I tried to get the same thing to go back in.
Yep.
But the threads in the block didn't allow it to turn in far enough.
Okay.
So I got to take this all off
Mm-hmm.
and clean that up again. There's no easy way. This doesn't come off. You wouldn't want to take that
That's on the
off.
front cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the front cover. Yep.
That's the water pump and
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yep,
But
yeah.
I'm just looking to see where this is at. It's in there a little bit.
But that, I can't get at it from here. Just don't have a clear shot.
Well, if you can't get it with your smaller fingers than me,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to get it.
But there is the fitting right
yeah.
there.
Yep.
And if I want to do any work with those threads, there's too many angles.
Yep. Yeah, you can't get in there straight to run a tap in there.
So if you would take this apart, where could I break it there? Or break it there?
This is an adapter here.
Okay.
You got to have this. If this was just, if I remember correctly, the old Webster pump, it would bolt to here. This is an
Right.
adapter, so you can use the Vickers on here. Because the gear itself is in here
Yeah, I don't want to go.
on the pump. So yeah, you could. Yeah.
Something about the timing in here I wouldn't want to mess with either.
Right. Well, that's you shouldn't. That shouldn't be an issue there. But yeah, if you take this bolt out, and this, where's that bolt? Oh, you do have to take that pump out because this bolt is here,
Yeah.
is buried in that adapter. I remember that now, and I want to say it's a 12-point. Also, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I saw it once before.
Yeah, but yeah, it's flush mounted in there.
3 3/8 screws in here somewhere, or bolts. And you, 1/4 inch drive,
Mm-hmm.
and you're worried about breaking the sockets, but
Yeah, they're in there tight.
and getting these off is no picnic either.
All right. Yeah, they're so short.
When Andrew comes and
Yep.
my brains and his muscle, we'll get her.
There you go.
No,
There you go.
He's a much better mechanic. I put new gaskets on this. New that 670 probably needs a new water pump because on hot days, 80 degree, 90 degree,
Yeah.
I have to point it into the wind and let it cool off.
Mm-hmm. They're not bad to rebuild. Need press, but
We got a nice press.
yeah.
And Dad left us a lot. Dad would take a truck and he would go through it in the winter. He never bought a new truck.
I see.
He'd buy something that was in an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And we had 5 trucks at one time
Huh.
for pickles.
One thing I'm noticing here, this front end, the front spindles are really angled this way.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit here. Where your 67, they're not angled quite that much.
Nope. I had a devil of a job pulling it out this far because I was setting up for plow,
Yeah, okay.
and Massey Ferguson has a nice book, tells you where your
Okay.
should be. But this is a running tractor.
Yeah, I like mine. Where's your air breather top?
I had to,
Take the hood off?
when I took the hood off,
Okay.
I thought that I had to take this off.
Oh,
Well, I had the wrong hole.
I see.
Didn't know that the radiator had,
Oh, I see.
so that was this morning
Yeah.
putting it back on.
All right. I just didn't want anything building a nest in there or getting dirt in there or whatever.
Wouldn't
But,
take long.
yeah.
Wouldn't take long.
All right. Birds, it's crazy how they build nests and stuff. So nice little hitch that you got on the front there too.
And you know, like we got that push-pull bar.
Yeah.
And that's handy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's
Wonder what rubbed on the inside here so much. Both of them are like that.
a sledgehammer.
Oh, you said that's right.
And that was a block of wood.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I
Okay.
had to do it myself, but
Oh, okay.
couldn't do it today because I broke my right arm.
Yeah.
And it took 10 months before they fixed it. They put a
Oh.
plate in there.
Yeah.
10 months with a broken arm. They told me, just let it hang, it'll heal.
Yeah.
I said, I can't sit still for 10 months.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
It
Well.
wasn't for me, but
Right. Well, again, I appreciate your time.
when,
And,
when I do those projects with the loader and put that sprig in, we'll tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. If you need a hand, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hand.
I think you got enough tractors, you don't want me to bring it.
Well, yeah, I've got enough projects of my own, but I've got to do, well, like I say, my dad's 67, 670, needs a clutch, and I think the Amplitorque's okay in that one, but I'll find out again. So, yeah, I always like this extra step here, and you put an extra step.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, a couple like that.
He was an old man and he was very short.
Yeah,
And he was a good caregiver. Bob was a parts man at Rhodey,
yeah,
and then a Mormon feed salesman and other things. But he kept this tractor
46,
in a
21.
building with one side open.
yeah.
That's no good.
Hmm.
But it's better than
Yeah.
no roof at all.
Well, she's still pretty good. This white paint would, if you buffed that out, that'd look a lot like that there.
I started just
Yeah.
to see how it would go.
Yeah. Yeah, that still looks nice.
But it's nice out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted not to forget.
Oh,
Mel Fisher
yeah.
is going to the hospital for some tests. He's having a hang of a time with his insurance.
Oh, geez.
He was going to help me with this project.
Yeah.
He can't. He wouldn't tell me what it is, but it's serious.
No, I see. Huh. Well, I guess I hope you all enjoyed that little, collection tour and stories. Again, Martin, Andrew, I really appreciate you guys letting me do this. I'm sure that many of the viewers do as well. So, hey, I think I'm gonna head back to the campground. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you in the next one.